Welcome to your juggling DVD. That was Stefan and Philip. And this is Alan. And they're going to teach you juggling. You'll be learning the basic 3-ball cascade, 3-ball tricks, body tricks, column tricks, and pairs juggling. Juggling is throwing and catching, and throwing and dropping. Don't worry too much about dropping the balls, it's completely normal. In fact, if you want, you can practice standing in front of your bed while you're juggling, so the balls drop directly onto the bed and not onto the floor. This way, you won't drive your parents or your neighbours completely bonkers, which is just as well, because while you're learning to juggle, you are going to drop thousands of times. Let's take the first ball. Get used to throwing it around. There are 3 rules to follow here. Always throw and catch underarm, throw and catch with one hand, and always spot or look at the ball. You can throw it back and forth. You could throw it under your legs. You could throw it under the arm. Or you could throw it really high up in the air. Now keep your eye on the ball, because you never know where it's going to land. Great. Now we start work on the basic juggle known as the cascade. You need to throw back and forth from one hand to the other as Leonie is doing here. A good height for the ball is just above the head. Take your time and stay relaxed. You have a lot of time when the ball is in the air, so try clapping once or twice to find the space between throwing and catching. Make sure you keep your hands down and swing the ball from the outside to the inside. Keep your elbows relaxed but tucked in near your body. Not sticking out like this, which looks ridiculous, but more like this. And remember to spot the ball at its highest point. Now if you like, you can stop the DVD and practice for a few minutes. Once you feel really comfortable with this, you're ready for the next step. And the next step is 2 balls. And here's our super Stefan with a few ideas for playing with 2 balls. Watch this. Beautiful. But now back to the cascade. You need a ball in each hand, and you're going to practice 2 different patterns. For the first one, take the ball in the right hand and just throw it straight up in the air, like this. Throw, catch. Very simple. And with the left hand, throw and catch. And again with the right, throw, catch. And with the left, throw and catch. Practice that until it feels easy. Next, you're going to throw the second ball immediately after the first one, but you're going to let them drop on the floor so it looks like this. Throw, throw, drop, drop. And again. Throw, throw, drop, drop. Same thing again this time, but catch them. Throw, throw, catch, catch. And again, throw, throw, catch, catch. It should make a sort of steady rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you've been starting with your right hand, try starting with the left. Do the drops first of all, so it looks like this. There's the left hand. Throw, throw, drop, drop. And again. Throw, throw, drop, drop. And then with the catches. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Now for the second pattern. Still with 2 balls, you're going to cross them over so the right ball goes here and the left ball goes here. You keep to the same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep practicing this until it feels easy. There are a few things to watch out for here. Make sure the balls go to the same height and that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. When you start throwing 2 balls, you might not have much control over them. If you find that you're walking forwards like this, Try juggling in front of a wall. This way you can't go anywhere and it helps control your throwing. You notice that his elbows are nicely at his waist and the second ball is thrown underneath the first. Oh, and that wall. Make sure it hasn't got an attitude. If you like, you can stop the DVD here and practice till you've mastered it. Nice finish, Stefan. Now you're ready for the third ball, and here's Leonie to show you how. Start by just holding it in the palm of your hand, like this. Then you're going to do your 2-ball juggle without letting go of that third one. It feels a bit weird, but it's really good practice. Always throw first with the hand that has 2 balls in it. Next, you're going to throw 3 balls and let them drop, so it looks like this. Throw, 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 drop, drop, drop. It should look like this on the floor. 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Practice this until it's easy. Now you're going to try and catch them. Throw, throw, throw and catch. And again, throw, throw, throw and catch. When you can catch all 3 balls, that's it. You can juggle. When you get really comfortable with the basic cascade, try adding another throw and practice that. Here, Leonie is doing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's Philip to add a 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's Stefan to add a 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Keep practicing and soon you'll be doing 10 or 20 throws. When you get to that point, just stop counting and enjoy it. So that's it. You can juggle the basic 3-ball cascade. In the rest of the DVD, we're going to show you some fabulous tricks you can do with 3 balls. Here's Stefan and Philip with a preview of the 3-ball cascade tricks. Before we do the tricks, here's Leonie and Stefan to do a quick warm-up. First of all, start with one hand, give it a good shake out, both hands together, shake them out, and then your shoulders. Up and drop, and then big circles back and big circles forward, warming up all of the muscles in the back. Then shake out the top of your body and just check that your feet are planted nice and firmly on the floor. Now it's time to learn the tricks. It's worth taking the time to learn them thoroughly. There's no hurry to be really good, and there's no need to learn tricks which you don't particularly like. As well as the cascade, you're now going to have a go at the first 8 cascade tricks. The first one, over the top. Tennis. Half shower. Reverse cascade. 2 in one hand, the W, the claw, and the flash. Enjoy them. Your first trick is going to be 1 over the top. Start your basic cascade, then throw 1 ball up and over the other balls. So it goes up and over. When you try it a few times over the top with one hand, try it with the other. In slow motion, it looks like this. Watch the green ball. You can throw the ball over the top occasionally, or as Philip is doing here, every time the green ball returns to his left hand. And that's 1 over the top. Leonie is going to show us the next trick, which is tennis. You do over the top with the same ball every time. So it goes over the top, and over the top, and over the top. In slow motion it looks like this. And in real time like this. And that is tennis. Next trick, the half shower. Here, every throw from one hand goes over the top. Watching the balls, here we go, over the top, over the top, over the top. As with tennis, make sure that you throw right over to the other side. And remember to try the half shower with both hands. So here Philip's doing it with his left hand. And that's the half shower. The next trick is called the reverse cascade. Now if you can do the half shower really well on the right and on the left, then you can put them both together and do the reverse cascade. Now as you can see, every ball is thrown over the top. But this time, instead of throwing right to the other side, just throw to the middle. And that's the reverse cascade. The next trick is two in one hand. Instead of throwing the ball up and across, you throw the balls straight up and out and catch them with the same hand. It's really good to practice two in one hand on its own, because instead of trying to think about what both hands are doing, you're really improving and strengthening each side separately. And that's the two in one hand. The next trick is the W, which Alan is going to do. This is really a follow-on from the two in one hand, and it's done by alternating the left and right hands. So you get two left-hand throws, followed by two right-hand throws. So it looks like this. Left, left, right, right. You can see it really clearly in the slow motion, that the first ball goes straight up the outside, and the second one flies across the middle. And this is what makes the W pattern. And that's the W. The next trick is the claw. Here you're going to catch the balls in a different way. Instead of letting them fall into your hands, you have to claw them from above. So watch the green ball. Philip claws first with the right hand, and then with the left hand. Then he claws every left, then he claws every right, then he claws with both hands. When you're clawing continuously, you'll notice that you're throwing differently. Basically, you're throwing with your hand upside down. And that's the claw. And finally, for the flash. You're going to toss all the balls up in the air, but start by throwing just one ball high. And again. And now throw two balls high in quick succession, one immediately after the other. Throw, throw. And now three balls high, so you throw all three balls before you catch any of them. Throw, 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 catch, catch, catch. Throw, 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 catch, catch, catch. And here it is in slow motion. You see, not as easy as it looks, is it? But that's the flash. So, Stefan is now going to show you a routine using all the cascade tricks. There are 8 of them. See if you can spot them. call the next set of tricks body tricks. This is where one of the balls travels round or bounces off part of your body. These are great fun and they make a really good effect. With all the following tricks, you'll save a lot of time practicing with one ball before putting it into the cascade. The first one is called off the back of the hand, for fairly obvious reasons. Instead of throwing one of the balls, you bounce it off the back of your hand and catch it, like this. And now here's Philip experimenting with various ideas. And here he is putting them into the cascade. And that's off the back of the hand. Next is the bicep bounce. First, balance the ball on your bent arm, then punch your fist forward, and the ball should bounce out. It's really clear from this side view. Now try throwing the ball, punching forward, and bounce it off your arm. Now to make it work really well, you'll need to keep your arm bent until the last second, and then shoot your hand forward. And that's the bicep bounce. Next up is the knee bounce. And it looks like this. Don't lift your knee up too early, otherwise it'll have nowhere to go when the ball gets there. In the cascade, it looks like this. And that's how you do knee bounces. And now here's fabulous Philip to put all the body bounces together, plus a few of his own special extras. Great. Now for the other kind of body tricks. We call them body throws. This is the under the leg. Use one ball first like Stefan's doing here. And there are several variations depending on which hand and which leg you use. Try adding the tricks to the cascade occasionally at first, and then more frequently. So every third throw looks like this. Every second throw looks like this. And every throw looks completely ridiculous. And that was under the leg. Rather less energetic is the under the arm, and this is it. Again, start with one ball. Then add it to the cascade. Instead of up and across, one of the balls gets thrown straight up from under the opposite arm, like this. Every third throw looks like this, and every second throw looks like this. You can do it high, or you can do it very low. And that's the under the arm. The last of the body throws is the behind the back throw. It's quite tricky, but it's really impressive when you can do it well. Again, start with one ball until you get used to it. Stefan is showing you the throw from all different angles to help you see how it works. What he does here is he uses his fingers to flick the ball to the place where he wants it to be. I'll give you a tip. When you put this into the cascade, throw the previous ball a little higher than normal in order to give you time to do the trick. Remember to try this with both the left and the right hand. Stefan here is just doing it with the right hand. When you get good enough to throw every ball over the opposite shoulder, you're doing a trick called back crosses. This is fantastic. But as with all of these tricks, don't get frustrated with yourself. You learn to juggle really quickly, but it can take a few years of practice to get the tricks looking really neat. To finish, Philip will show you a neck catch. It's not as difficult as it looks. Throw the ball a little bit higher and keep your eye on it until the last second. Then bend forward, let it roll onto your neck between your shoulder blades. Now if it helps, you can lift your arms up to the side to stop the ball rolling off, as Philip is doing here. Then you can either roll the ball down onto your head and flick it back up and catch it, or stand up and let it roll down your back into your hand. This is what it looks like in the cascade. Now we're going to have a go at some column tricks, so called because the balls go straight up and down like columns. They are all based on juggling two balls in one hand, which we practiced earlier. In all of these tricks, the balls go side by side instead of round in a circle. If you watch Alan's hand while he's juggling, you can see this particularly clearly. Leonie is going to show you the first one, and it's called 1 up, 2 up. Here, two balls go straight up in columns on the outsides, and the third ball, the blue ball, goes straight up the middle to make a third column. The trick is to juggle two balls in one hand and one ball in the other hand. Here she's doing the blue and white columns in her right hand and the single white column in her left hand. You can see this really clearly in slow motion. So that's your first column trick. Similar to this is the fake. Here you move the extra ball instead of throwing it. Start by doing a right hand column, then practice moving the left or the fake ball slowly at first. After this, the fake column will be much easier to do. Just try moving it round your body, maybe putting it on top of your head, touching your leg, your thigh. Next, try moving the fake ball next to one of the other balls, like this, or like this. As you can see, you can try all sorts of different things with this fake hand. Now, a really nice one of these to do, really good fun one, is to do the yo-yo. You do this by simply holding the extra ball above the nearest thrown one. It looks really great and it's no harder than the last trick. Once you get used to moving the extra ball around, there are a whole bunch of things that you can do with the fake ball. Here's fabulous Philip playing with some ideas. If you get really clever, then you can drop the held ball into the other hand. It's called the crane. You'll need to practice holding the ball on the other side of the columns like this, and you let go just as the ball nearest your holding arm is at its high point. The ball that you drop gets taken over by the juggling hand, and the holding hand grabs the high ball. There's the high ball, grab. High ball, grab. After a while you will find the timing to take over the dropped ball with the juggling hand. Here Stefan is dropping in every other ball, and now every ball. It's not an easy trick, but don't lose heart. If you're just watching this, it does look really difficult, but when you actually start practicing it, then throw by throw, catch by catch, this does get easier. It's called off your head and it works just like the crane, only this time it's slower. This is because the held ball rolls off your head instead of falling out of mid-air. If you keep your head up, the ball will roll slowly, giving you much more time. If you have a soft ball, then you can even squidge it on your head, like this. Make sure that you put the ball on the front part of your head and on the side that you're actually juggling. And here's Philip doing off your head every ball. You can see it much more clearly in slow motion. And as ever, don't forget to practice with both hands. The next trick is very different. It's called the shower. Take 2 balls, and at the same time you're going to throw one ball up in an arc from right to left and the other across to the other hand in a straight line. Watch this. Get the third ball. Throw it high to start, and when it reaches the high point, then throw the other 2 balls at the same time, the arc and the straight across. So it goes 1 ball, 2 balls. 1 ball, 2 balls. Now try it constantly. 1 ball, 2 balls, 2 balls, 2 balls, 2 balls, and so on. There are very many variations on this, and Stefan will now show you a few. Now for some passing. So find a friend to practice with. You'll need 3 balls each, and you need to be able to count to 4. Great. Start with the basic cascade, then pass every first ball to your partner like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get really good, then you can pass every other ball. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. And when you both get fantastically good at this, then you can add in all of your 3-ball cascade tricks that you've just learned. Great stuff! It's also great fun to pass cross and straight with 5 balls. Every throw goes to your partner this time, so start with the balls like this. Decide who's throwing straight, that's Stefan, and who's throwing diagonally, that's Philip. The person with 3 balls, Philip, always starts. Now as you can see, Stefan is throwing straight across to Philip's hands, and Philip is throwing diagonally. And that's the 5 balls straight and cross. And it's goodbye from me. Bye!
So, that's it from us. We're going to go off and juggle, and I hope you do too. Because if you practice a lot, you can get really good. Now, look, I really want to tell you that there's all sorts of things you can juggle with. And there's shops you can go to get this equipment if you need it, or you can look online. You can juggle with clubs, or rings, or cigar boxes. You can do all sorts of things. You could juggle with fruit, or socks, or shoes. Bye-bye! Bye. Same one moment. You just have to walk through. That's nice. Standing by. Rolling. Action. Yeah, looks like that.